Hi, I'm G. Today we're going to be doing a bar workout. All you need is a mat and a sturdy surface for your bar, roughly around waist height. We're going to start with our legs wide, a little bit of turn out. Take a big bend into our knees and circle our arms all the way around us up to the sky, inhaling at the top. Exhale to round down through your center, dropping down into your plie. Breathing in, lifting all the way up. Exhale, drop down, scoop through your belly. Push the floor away, rib cage soft. Tailbone heavy as you draw. Really connect to your breath here to try and open up space in your body. And then let it all go. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. If you'd like, you could start to speed this up a little bit, lifting up and down. Breathing in and out. We go for 4. Here for 3. Here for 2. We're going to take it down into a squat. Sit bones down, hands to heart, little tiny pulses here. Pressing your knees nice and wide, abs braced, shoulders down. And as we settle into this, you should start to feel some heat through your inside thighs and a little bit through the glutes. Squeeze those glutes a little bit more for 3, 2, hold it here. Taking a stretch, reaching your right arm high to the sky, pointing that right leg, drop it back down into center. Left arm reaches high, drop it back down. Reaching over and down. To the other side and down. Just check in on your standing leg, knee tracking over toes. Sit bones reach behind you for your balance. 2 more here. Nice, everyone. Shifting our weight over to our left leg. Right leg is long, hands to heart. We're going to float our toes off the floor, 2 counts. Lower back down. Little tip here, take your heart over your toes. Slight incline forwards with the body. We're working with the parallel legs. The outside of our leg is lifting and lowering. Focus your gaze out into the space. Shoulders stay down. 2 more lifts. Floating all the way up and down, holding the leg high in the air, little tiny pulse squeeze. Just testing that balance. Maybe we take our arms above our head. We're here for 4, 3, 2. We're gonna shift back over. Left arm is gonna stretch, pull back down. Right arm stretch, pull it down. If available this time, we can start to speed it up, going right and left. Getting that heart rate a little bit more lifted, sinking a little bit lower into that bend. 2 more here, taking it over into the left leg. Hands to your heart, shift that weight forwards. Rotate your leg in to float up and down. Spreading your toes wide on your mat. Belly button to spine. Breathing nice and deeply, letting that heart rate come back down. And once again, checking in on the standing leg. We almost want to squeeze our standing glute a little bit more to help keep our tracking. 2 more lifts, all the way up and down. Holding the next one high, finding your balance before you start to pulse. Lift, maybe you take your arms to 5th. Long spine for 8, 7, 6, 5. Here for 4, 3, 2. Back down into your squat. Now here, big pull down. We go pull, send, pull, reach. 1 more heart lift. Raising that tempo a little bit more before we hit the mat. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Here for 4, 3, 2. Stand all the way up. From here, we're going to come down to the floor. Arms are going to come wide. Find a plank and just hold it for a moment. Catch your breath down here. Press heavy through your middle fingers, elbows slightly soft. Squeeze your butt cheeks tight. Tailbone under, ribcage down. Big breath here. Exhale. From there, send your sit bones up to the sky, downward dog. Maybe here, a little paddle through the heels, just to open up the back of the leg. Maybe we push into the heels of the hands to open up the armpits. Big breath here, lift the heels, ripple down into your flank. Exhale, sit bones lift high. Inhale, lift, ripple down and forwards. Exhale, push back up. Moving at this at your own pace. Maybe you want to spend a little bit more time stretching today. Maybe you're wanting to push that heart rate. If you want a little challenge for your shoulders, you can reach your opposite hand to your opposite ankle, little pike touch back. Taking the weight through 3 points to engage deeper through your center and load a little bit more through that arm. We're going for 4 here. Here for 3. Keep this going, 2 more. From here, we're gonna find our plank, we're gonna hold it. Taking your hands slightly wider than your shoulders, little rotation in with the fingers, chest all the way to the floor, inhale, exhale, push all the way up. Modified version for your press ups, drop down onto your knees. Just make sure that you're not crossing your ankles. Don't want that weight through both arms. If this is still too heavy, shuffle your knees in, find your tabletop. Just make sure your heart comes in line with your fingertips here. Big inhale, exhale, push. 2 more like this. Exhale, push. Next time we're gonna hold our elbows bent. We're gonna hold it here for 4. Hold it here for 3, scoop under with your tailbone. Hold it here for 2. Exhale, push all the way back into your child's pose. From there, just let your belly drop down between your thighs. Maybe we walk our hands to the right side of our mat and pull our sit bones to the left. Once again, just slowing down the heart rate, taking some deep breaths. Up and over to the other side, finding some softness. And then we come back to the center. We're gonna spin ourselves around and lay down on our back. 2 options here. First one, soles of the feet together, knees apart into your butterfly. If that feels a little too intense through the hips, heels together, toes apart, first position, slightly smaller diamond. Go where feels good. Lay all the way down on your back. Hands by your side to start with. Now, just let everything go. Let your spine come how it naturally would lay, and then scoop your belly button down and lengthen through your spine. That's your neutral. From there, exhale, scoop the tailbone under even more. Sequence up through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Keep the rib cage soft and down. Inhale as you lower all the way back. Lifting up to our glute bridge, keeping those knees nice and wide, feeling the heat through the inside thighs and around the outside of your glutes. Lower, back, down. We lift up for 2 and down for 2. Lift for 2, down for 2. If you want a little challenge, take your fingertips above your heart, reaching up to the sky. Really squeeze those glutes. Drive the soles of the feet together as well to help activate the inner thighs a little bit more. 2 more like this, lifting up and down. Holding the next one high here, little tiny pulse, squeeze, lift. Lift. This is coming from my glutes squeezing tighter and tighter together. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5. Here for 4, 3, 2. From there, we draw a big circle. Hips shift to the right. Down, they float across the center, over to the left and back through the middle, at the top. Around, big hula hoop circle. Try to keep your knees pinned in space here. Remember, the hands can come back down if it's too much. Floating to the sky. Reversing your circle, opposite direction. Really challenging the core here, as well as opening up a little bit more through the hips. 1 more, big circle all the way around, coming back to the center, knees stay wide, little tiny squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, you can do it. 10, 9, here for 8, 7, here for 6, 5, here for 4, 3, 2, and gently release down. Keep your legs exactly where they are. Place your forearms down on the floor behind you, wrap your shoulder blades together, belly button scoops under. Point the toes. From here, you float your right leg up. Lower it all the way back down, change left leg up. Straight away, I can already feel myself wanting to slouch down here. I'm gonna keep wrapping the shoulder blades together. Think about my posture as we move through this. You should start to feel a little bit of heat through your belly. If you want to make this a little bit harder, we're going to lift both legs up to our diamond in the air and tap the toes down to the floor. So you're keeping that engagement through the core the whole time. Nice, guys. Keep this going, keep this going. 2 more. Right toes tap and lift. Left toes tap and lift. Finding your diamond, flexing your feet from here, little bend. And press. Finding a diagonal with your legs where you can keep your lower back lengthening. What I don't want to see is the lower back arching and releasing. You keep that tailbone down and engaged. What we want to focus on is the heat through the inside thighs here. So squeeze the legs as long as you can and release. Squeeze, drive away and release. 2 more, big push. And release. You hold your legs as long as you can, and then little squeezes of your heels. Inner thighs draw all the way up. You feel your belly button press down deeper, squeezing for 8, 7, here for 6, maybe we lower, here for 5, 4, here for 3, 2, and gently release. Nice work, team. One more thing, then we're coming up standing. We're going to flip onto our front, hands underneath shoulders. We're just going to take some big, wide climbers. Right knee, right elbow. Step it back. Left knee, left elbow. Step it back. Modified version of this, of course, you're down in your tabletop. Knees underneath your hips. You can work from there, and it's still just as spicy. Feel your hips scoop up underneath your rib cage. Big push. Maybe you want to speed this up a little bit. Maybe you want to stay slow. You're here for 10 seconds, then it's over. For 9, 8, here for 7, 6, here for 5, 4, here for 3, 2, take a downward dog, hips to the sky. Well done. That's your warm up. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer here. I definitely am, and I'm out of breath. We're going to allow the pelvis to sway side to side. Maybe take a little shake of the head. No. And then bring your feet underneath you. Find a forward fold. Take a big breath here. Soften into your knees. Slowly roll all the way up to standing. 1 vertebra at a time. Rolling the shoulder blades down into the back. Have a sip of water if you need one. We're going to move into our thigh series. For this, you'll need your ballet bar, whatever it may be. Or maybe you don't need it for the time being, because we're going to work through our thighs. It's going to be here just for some mental reassurance. Feet first position. So that's heels together, toes apart. Think generous slice of pizza. Shoulders back, tailbone down, rib cage hooking into your hips. We plie, tiny, tiny bend. Little drop down, squeeze the inner thighs together. So we're just mirroring what we had on the floor just now. Squeeze through the inner thighs, and push the knees wide. My breath will eventually come back to me. Keep your heels heavy. So what I often see is people's heels lifting and their tailbones flicking behind them. I want you to keep that long line through your spine. Really tiny bend, heels stay down, like you're in a toaster. 2 more like this. You're gonna hold it down. Maybe we pop our arm above our head. If you don't need the bar, you take 2 arms above your head. Right heel is gonna lift, little stretch out for the toes. Change left heel lifts. Change right heel, change left heel. Think about pushing your knees wide, finding your turnout. Maybe start to speed this up. We go right, left, change, squeeze, side to side. The lower we stay, the harder this one gets. So try to keep that head at the same height and you will feel your thighs ignite. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5. Here for 4, 3, 2. Lower the heels from there. Peel both heels off together. Lower it down. This may be the time where we need the bar, but just remember we're not gripping it. Light fingertips, it's just there for some reassurance. We always think squeeze your glutes a little bit more, rib cage softens down. And if you do wobble, notice which direction you're wobbling to. Generally, your weight will be back. If you're falling backwards, your weight will be forwards. If you're leaning forwards, then you can just correct it. 2 more here. Holding your heels high, step the heels together, join them. Knees a little tiny, pulse, squeeze, drop. And by now the inner thighs should be dying and shaking, as mine are starting to. Think about 2 inches deeper. Big inhale, big exhale, 8 seconds here. For 7, 6, lower, 5, lower, 4, lower. Here for 3, 2, hold. Soften down into your heels, keep your turn out. From there, you're gonna step your right foot out to second position, maintain your turn out, step it back into first, squeeze your butt cheeks. Open out to second, into first. If you want, arms can float up to fifth and down by your side, keeping that heart rate lifted. Your left leg stays bent, and that's gonna take the brunt of this work. Make sure you're landing into 2 feet every single time. We take 4 here. Here for 3. Here for 2, holding it out to second. Little tiny pulses down, our little challenge, hands come to heart. We're gonna soften deeper and deeper into our plie. Here for 4. Here for 3. Here for 2, you hold it down. Right heel only is gonna lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Your left leg is stabilizing. Sit bones heavy, heart over hips, hips drop through your heels. Then if you want more, elbows nice and wide. As you lift that heel, pull the elbow down, go pull, center, pull, center. Rib cage hooks over your hips. It gets really fiery. You breathe through it. Shake it out if you need to. Jump back in when you're ready. Here for 4, get lower. Here 3, get lower. Here 2, get lower. Hold it over. Little tiny squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Elbow reaches for your knee. Maybe your left arm reaches to the sky. Big side, bend for 8, 7, get lower. 6, 5, here for 4, 3, lower, 2, stand all the way up. Have a little shake out with your legs. Okay, we're gonna move straight into some glute work. I'm not gonna give you a stretch because we're moving through this. If you need a little stretch, feel free to press pause and take it. We're gonna turn around and face our bar. We're working our right side, so our right leg is gonna be the leg waving around in the air throughout this series. We start with our forearms on top of our sturdy surface. We're gonna have our feet in parallel position, so your feet should look like an equal sign. Bend your knees, long spine, so really reach that tail away, abs braced. From here, right leg reaches behind you. Push down through your forearms as you bend and extend. We bend, squeeze, and extend. Really nice and slow to start. Notice how my knees are apart here. What that's gonna do is gonna lock my right glute and hamstring engaged. You should feel a nice pinch underneath your right butt cheek. Not through the lower back. If it's through the lower back, firstly, maybe your leg's a little bit too high. Also check in, could you squeeze your belly button closer to your spine? 2 more like this. Beautiful. From here, you're gonna keep your leg nice and bent. Take a little tiny stamp up. Stamp, stamp, stamp. I'm challenging you to keep your head away from your forearms today, to use your back a little bit more. So shoulders are all the way down. You're pushing into your sturdy surface. 8, stamp, 7, 6, 5, here, 4, 3, hold it there, point and flex. You go, point, flex, point, flex. Maybe your left butt cheek is starting to feel this as well. That's totally normal. We're standing on it for a long time. It's already worked hard. Just check in. Could you squeeze it a little bit tighter? Could you shift your weight maybe a little bit more through your right forearm? You're here for 4, here for 3, here for 2, holding your foot pointed. Now, right hand comes on top of your sturdy surface. From there, you're gonna scoop under. You're gonna pull that right knee all the way up to your right elbow. Rotate that leg, return it exactly where it just was. So thighs stay apart. Pull it all the way up towards your right leg. Circle it back and around, drop that knee down. Big pull. And circle. Imagine you've got a table underneath your thigh. You're lifting up and over and keeping it high as you return. Here you should feel a nice pinch through your obliques, squeezing through the side of the body and returning. Make sure you're heavy through that right arm. Shoulders down into the back. 2 more here. Big squeeze. Return it. Big squeeze, hold it here. Little tiny pulse. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Think about pulling that hip up towards your rib cage, opening that space through your side for 8, 7, here for 6, 5, here for 4, 3. We're not finished yet. Imagine that table is back there. You're gonna take a big stamp out, big pull. Now what I want you to do is open your heart sideways to your chair so that you're becoming a little bit more like you're in a side plank. Your left obliques have to work even harder than they already were. Check that this left knee is still bent. You want to keep it bent to keep those muscles working. 2 more here. Holding your leg long, point your toes. Right arm is going to lift to the sky if that's available. If you want to keep it down on your surface, feel free. From there, right toes tap down to the floor. Lift, squeeze, down, lift, squeeze. So now I'm in my side C. Right toes in line with my hip, in line with my shoulder. Take a slight incline forwards over my bar, just to keep my lower back long. You shouldn't feel any crunching through your lower spine. You may feel a little bit of work through the top of your glutes into your lats. That's okay. Pull the shoulders down. We want the work through the back as well. From here, maybe we pull our right elbow down and reach. Pull down and reach. If anyone is feeling wild, maybe you could lift your left heel and lower. Perhaps it depends how sturdy your belly bar is feeling, how exhausted you are right now. I'm gonna keep it out. We're here for 4. We're here for 3. Here for 2. Holding your leg in the air, you're gonna hold it there, you're gonna pulse it up, squeeze, lift, lift, lift. If you wanna pop that left heel back off the floor, feel free, reach those toes long, squeeze your left butt cheek more, reach your right leg out of your hip socket for 10, 9, 8, 7, here for 6, 5, here for 4, here for 3, out in 2, and release. Nice work, guys. Give your glutes a little slap. We're gonna come down to the floor for a little bit of cardio blast. And I'm asking my question now why I wanted to do that, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna come down to a tabletop. We're gonna keep work through our inner thighs. So squeeze your legs together so they're touching, zip all the way up. And come down onto our forearms, tucking our toes under, hovering our knees. We tap them down, we lift, we tap, we lift. So here you should feel a little pull through the thighs and through the belly button, activating into your core, shoulders down into your back. We're here for 4, here for 3, here for 2. Flow your knees off the floor, hold it there. Big twist, hips to the right. Big rainbow, hips to the left. You want to keep your knees quite close to your chest so you keep your core engaged, rounding through your lower back. Big rainbow to the right, big rainbow to the left. If you like slow and steady, feel free to find slow and steady. If you want to pick up that tempo, feel free. Big rainbow, right, left. Let's go for 10 more seconds here. Big push, team, and then you get a child's pose in 9, in 8, 7, in 6, here for 5, keep going, 4, 3, 2, drop your knees, take a child's pose, and release. The good news is we only have 2 legs, so we only have to do that one more time. Take a moment to chill here, and then in your own time, tuck your toes in, just sit bones up to the sky, downward dog. We'll take a moment to recover here. If we have any hope of getting to the end of this, maybe allow the pelvis to sway side to side. Maybe one leg high, big stretch. Other leg high, big stretch. Push through the hands. Coming back down. Walk your feet in. Take a bend into your knees. Roll up to standing. One vertebrae at a time. Let the blood come all the way back down into your legs. Have a little wiggle, have a shake out. We're coming into our second side. So just move your bar around so it's on the other side of you. And then we should have the other leg available. Heels together, toes apart. We're gonna drop down into our little plie and just start with a little pulse here. So we're gonna keep the knees soft, tailbone down, heart open, proud. Hand can be on your hip or it can be above your head, wherever you fancy. Make sure, if you are using your bar, that you're not too close. You want lots of space through your back and under your armpits. We're here for 4, 3, 2, we hold. Left heel is gonna lift, change right heel. Change left, change right. Change left, change right. If you wanted this time, maybe arms above your head, take a little pull right, left, keeping those obliques working. Just once again, rib cage folds over the front of your hips. You don't arch through your lower back. Maybe you get a little bit lower. Remember what I said before, the lower we are, the more you'll feel this through your inner thighs. Here for 8, 7, here for 6, 5, here for 4, 3, 2, coming back to the center, little tiny pulses. Maybe arms first for 4, 3, 2, we float our heels up and down, Go lift, go lower, lift, and lower. If you need to move slower, move slower. If you need the bar, grab it. Butt cheek squeeze, heels slowly lower with resistance for 4. Squeeze it here for 3, squeeze it here for 2, squeeze, hold the heels high, little tiny pulses. Keep this pulse going, close your heels in so they're touching, drag them together, big squeeze. The more you squeeze your heels together, the more your inside thighs want to cry. So really push them together, activate the inside leg, activate the core a little bit deeper. Maybe challenge yourself, arms above your head for 10, 9, 8, big push here, 6, 5, here for 4, 3, 2, hold, lower the heels. Into our second thigh sequence, stepping out into your second position, into first. Out to second, into first. No break. No rest in between, you keep it working. Remember, right leg stays nice and bent. And squeeze, step out, and squeeze, out, and squeeze. I think there's a chance that I waved my arm overhead before. Doesn't really matter. Just make it dancey, make it enjoyable as much as you can. To forget about the burn for 4. Stay down for 3. Here for 2. Holding it out to second position. Maybe you need to readjust your pulse down. Hips, heels hip width apart. Heavy through your heels, shoulders over hips, hips through those heels for 4. Hands to heart, 3, 2, hold it there. Left heel, lift, lower, lift, lower. Really squeeze this right butt cheek. We all start to think it's about the moving leg. Our anchor is our supporting leg. If that's in place, everything else should be slightly easier. If you're happy with this, elbows come wide. We add our tick-tock. We squeeze to the left, center, left, center. More pinch through those obliques. I hate ab sequences. They're so boring. Crunches, all of that business. And in bar, we don't need to do them anyway because our abs are working so much harder. The whole time, every single time, we're on our legs, we're engaging through our center to find our balance. Here we're working through our obliques. A little bit of work as well through those six-pack muscles, through the center as you crunch slightly forwards. Return, you go for 4, here for 3, here for 2. I'm holding on for dear life here. Hold that left elbow down. Take a little tiny pulse here. We can keep that left heel high. Please go for it. Drop a little bit lower down. Maybe you take your right arm for a big stretch. You're here for 8, lower for 7, 6. I was gonna say 10 and then I couldn't do it. You're here for 5, keep going. Here for 4, here for 3, 2, 1, and all the way up. Have a little shake out. Well done, team. I didn't give you a stretch before. We'll take it stretch at the end. Once again, if you need it, feel free to pause the video. Forearms come on top of our ballet bar. Feet parallel, they look like an equal sign. Knees bent, sit bones slightly behind your heels. Heart over your toes. Left leg long. So left leg is our lifting leg here. We're gonna bend at that knee, squeeze it in and out. You can use this to slow your heart rate all the way down. Squeeze it in, 2, 3, 4, and down. Shoulders into your back, belly button to spine. Feeling the pinch through your left hamstrings into your left glutes. Squeeze and out. We're moving slowly here. The slower we move, the longer our muscles are working for, so the harder it will be. We're here for 4, here for 3, here for 2. Holding your leg bent, little tiny press, squeeze, squeeze. This is where your lower back will want to start to arch and your belly flare. Keep it engaged, keep tucking under, keep using your back. Shoulder blades down, lats engaged. You're here for 4, 3, hold it there, point and flex. You go point and flex, and point and flex, and point and flex. This is the one for the brain. Sending the messages all the way down to the toes. You're here for 4, keep going, here for 3, keep going, here for 2, holding your foot pointed. Left hand comes to the bar to make yourselves a little bit more unbalanced as you push through your left hand. Scoop up, rotate it, drop it down, scoop it up, and pull it back down. Sometimes you may realize you need a little bit more space in the bar. Feel free to hop back, readjust so that you can really use it as much as possible. We want to push down in that bar. As we push down, we use our center even more. Remember what I said, we use our core throughout the whole class. Getting it strong in a really functional way is actually going to help to keep our posture, help keep our spine nice and healthy. We're using our glutes to rotate here. We've used them a lot like this today. Lots of turnout. Really squeeze your glutes. 2 more like this. Pinching through those obliques. You're going to hold your knee to your elbow. Hold it here. Little tiny pulse squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And all of this work builds heat right into the center of the body, deep within those muscles. So you should be cooking as much as I am right now. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5. Here for 4, 3. Hold it. Send that leg all the way out. Big long line. Pull it back in. Right butt cheek is on fire. That standing glute should be working super, super hard. Keep it engaged. Keep squeezing it tight. Knee over toe. Opening out through the hips. Pulling in. Opening out. Pulling in. Oh my goodness. 4. 3 here. Here for 2. Holding your leg long. Hold it there. Little tiny pulse. Squeeze. Squeeze little pointy toes, open up your pelvis, come into the side. Maybe you keep your left hand down, maybe you bring it to fifth for 4, for 3, for 2, go on back more, tap it down. You tap down and lift. So big kick, but still with control. Remember what I said, we don't want to be arching our back. Keep the length through your spine, keep your belly button pushing inwards. Slight incline forwards, oh my goodness. Onto that bar. My right butt cheek is dying right now. If you want that work through your obliques, then you can pull that elbow down. We're working into our glute med, so top of the glutes here, lifting that leg. And our abductors all the way down the outside of our leg. We're in parallel here, outside of your thigh, lifting. Here for 4, you can do it. Here for 3, that's for me as much as it is for you. Here for 2, holding your leg in the air, hold it there, little tiny pulses, squeeze. Maybe you reach for your toes to work those obliques a little bit more for 10, 9, here for 8, 7, here for 6, 5, here for 4, here for 3, 2, and you can release. Well done, everyone. We have one more thing. We've got one more plank, and then we are stretching. You'll be very relieved to know. Move your equipment out of the way. Come straight down onto the floor. Forearms come down. Stepping out into your plank. You can do it, team. Nearly there. Palms to the sky. Big push of energy. We're going to take a dolphin plank. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Scoop your tailbone under, lift up, rib cage over hips. Inhale, recover back down. Exhale, scoop under and lift. I'm thinking about sliding my rib cage down to my hips. And recover, center. Exhale, slide. Inhale, recover. Exhale, slide. Inhale, recover. 2 more. Big squeeze. And recover. Exhale, lift. Come back to your plank. Hips in line. Now we take a tiny tuck. Tailbone under, release, under, release. Now I think about scooping my hips up to my rib cage. It's small. Little push through the heels as well, round between the shoulders. This is it, your final 10 seconds of work. Then you stretch. You're here for 10, for 9, keep going, 8, scooping 7, here for 6, 5, here for 4, 3, 3, here for 3, 2, and drop your knees, take a child's pose, and release. Legs nice and wide, belly dropping through the thighs down to the mat, let it all go. Take a moment here to just check in with how you're feeling right now. Scan from the fingertips all the way down to the toes. Acknowledge all that hard work. Take a moment to feel proud of yourselves for getting up, moving your body, doing something for yourself, and hopefully challenging yourselves a little bit. From here, take a big breath all the way in through your lungs. Exhale, scoop your tailbone under, round through your back, lifting to a tabletop. From here, we're going to start to move through a cat-cow, arching and curving our back, taking our heart to the sky. Inhale at the top, exhale, tailbone under. Inhale, heart to the sky. Maybe here, feels needed to take some circles or shifts of weight. Little wiggles side to side. Anything that your body needs to just unwind any tension that it's holding on to. And when you're ready, finding a neutral back, stepping your right leg forwards. Just make sure here that your heel has landed into the floor and your knee sits directly over that heel, so you're not pushing forwards and overstretching the Achilles. Then from there, your left leg can slide back to open up the hip flexor a little bit more. Today, left arm, so opposite arm to front leg, is going to lift high to the sky, opening up from your fingertips down through your intercostal muscles, your obliques, into your psoas and your hip flexor, the top of your thighs. Big stretch, big inhale. Try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, hand comes down. Sit bones pull back. Flexing into your right foot, maybe taking your toes with your left hand, pulling your forehead down to your shin. Taking another breath here, filling your lungs. Exhale, soften, release. Coming back through your lunge, just to slowly walk your foot across your mat, coming into your pigeon pose. Now, if you want, you can place a cushion underneath your right glute. You could bend your left leg, or you could find a figure 4 stretch if you prefer. Long spine as you fold forwards over your leg, letting your belly soften down. Try to square out your hips. This can be quite an intense stretch, so try to release tension in your neck and your jaw. Let it all go. Big breath all the way in here. Exhale, soften, release. Hands walk back in, changing sides, back to your tabletop briefly to step your left leg forwards, knee over heel, hands wide. Right leg slides back, right arm lifts to the sky. Once again, long line from your fingertips down to your knee, opening space through the side of the body. You can let this go a little bit. Your left hand is there for your support. And then gently change. Hands come wide, sit bones pull back, flexing through your left foot. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm and open, so you can relax into these stretches as much as possible. Try to release any gripping. And shift out of it. Back into your lunge, left foot across the back. Lay the outside of the leg down, square out the hips, lengthen your spine. Add the cushion, bend the back knee if required, folding forwards. Here we're stretching out through the outside of our glutes. All that work that we did on those side lifts, all that work we did in our turnout. Let it all go. Open up the space. And then gently coming up to sitting. Swinging your legs around, toes to the sky. Sit bones heavy into your mat. Maybe take a little wiggle just to find that. Fingertips to the sky, big inhale at the top. Exhale, dive forwards, reaching down for your toes. Let your belly be heavy, forehead drops down. Maybe a little wiggle side to side. Taking a big breath all the way in, fill your lungs. Exhale into one more moment for yourself, settling into your body before the day continues. And then we're going to roll all the way up to sitting. Have a little moment, little shimmy, little shake. And then give yourself a clap. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for working super hard. Yeah, I'll hopefully see you soon.